Welcome to the Pastor Speak podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Smith, and I just want to say I'm super excited for this episode because I get to learn about a ministry that I don't get to participate in.
It's not for you.
It's not for me. But it's an important ministry at our church, and it reaches a lot of ladies, moms. We're going to talk about Mom Connection today, and right now I'd like to invite our guests to introduce themselves and their role with Mom Connection.
I'm Paula Davis. I am a mentor mom, and I have been for, probably 14 or 15 years. I help do whatever's necessary at the meetings to facilitate them and help the women engage with each other in conversation.
And I'm Tracy McElhatton, and I am on staff here at Blue Valley as the Director of Early Childhood Ministry. And Mom Connection is part of my responsibility as a staff member. So my role is mostly just support, though, making sure we have directors and mentor moms and making sure everybody has what they need and just overall vision. And that's really about it.
And my name is Mallory Mann. I am one of our coordinators. We also have Ashley Westoff at the Ridgeview campus and Jessa Leach at Antioch. And we come up with the theme each year, and we're just kind of in charge of spearheading what we're going to do for the year and our leadership team and putting the word out and managing our social media and all of those things.
They make it happen.
Yeah.
We do it.
You're the one that makes it happen.
Yes.
Your team, I guess.
Yes.
So then what is the overall mission of Mom Connection?
Well, our goal is to engage moms of kids with all ages, really. It kind of naturally gravitates towards moms with younger kids just because they're the ones with kids at home and in the house. But we gather moms. We want to encourage each other to live more like Jesus and really foster a lot of community and also just have fun and be together.
That's great. How have you seen this mission work out or play out?
I think from my standpoint, we just really the last couple of years, we've been able to reach out to more moms that have older children. For the first 10 or so years I was involved, it was strictly preschoolers. But just in the last couple of years, we have moms of grade school kids, middle school kids, and even high school kids, and some college kids. And it's just a time for moms to get together to be able to eat a breakfast without somebody grabbing hold of them and to have conversation with other moms and to enjoy each other's fellowship.
Yeah, I think that's incredibly important. Any other thoughts on that, how that mission has played out?
I think one thing that is unique about Blue Valley is we used to be the official MOPS program that's national
Sure.
and people know about. But several years ago, we just felt convicted, I guess, that they were kind of going in a direction that we didn't align with. And so we decided to kind of take it on our own and develop our own curriculum and our own activities. It also allowed us to charge less money. Yeah. But that's really been a great move, I think. It just allows us more freedom to be able to minister in the ways that we need to minister and what women need in our local body. So it's been good.
That was actually my next question. How did it start?
Okay, there you go. I don't know when MOPS actually started. Maybe you know more.
I don't
have
either.
No idea.
I don't either. I wasn't there at the beginning, but I know it at least 20 years it's been on campus, maybe longer than that. So.
I think Mary Bradford was, she's one of our new mentor moms this year. I think she coordinated MOPS for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
It's been around since she had little babies.
Yeah. So, Mallory, you mentioned the theme for the year.
Yes.
What is the theme for this year?
So this year we are doing Choosing Joy. So every year we have a theme, and it usually loosely ties with the church theme. So Tracy will let us know what the church's goals are for the year, and then we'll go off that. But last year we actually already did hospitality.
Yeah.
So we were kind of ahead of the game. So the moms are all ready. We're already doing it. But no, so we're thinking about how one, obviously, election year things, sometimes people are not as joyful as they should be. Yeah. But also, just as moms, there's usually a culture of complaining. And you complain about how hard it is to stay home, or it is to work, or it is, your husband or your kids, or everyone is complaining, and that's not going to let us be a light in our community this year and reach our neighbors. And so we wanted to focus on being joyful and letting that guide our ministry and our outreach to our neighbors, and just focus on how we can do that.
Yeah. Paula, you might have some insight into this next question. What's the role of a mentor mom?
Well, it's changed a little bit since I've been a mentor. The neat thing about it is we just all become friends. We come on the day before the meeting, and we help set up so that the young moms don't have to come even earlier on our meeting days, which are the second and fourth Tuesdays of the month. And so they can just show up, and we all take turns bringing brunch items, and then we help clean up the kitchen after. But I guess maybe the biggest part of our responsibility is to help foster communication and to make each mom feel like they belong and what they're going through is important, and that there is light at the end of the tunnel. It's definitely the hardest job in the world, and unfortunately, a lot of moms don't get that support, knowing that they're doing the hardest and most important job in the world. We have quite a few homeschool moms that come, and it's just an outlet for moms to be together and share what they're going through, and to be uplifted and encouraged by other believing women. So,
and a place to ask questions too, because like my mom is nowhere around locally, and so sometimes it's nice to just be able to come to church and ask somebody a question that you might ask your own mom, or maybe you don't want to ask your own mom, and just be able to talk through certain issues and know that you're going to get a response that is uplifting and pointing you towards Christ as well. So that's really important for mentor moms.
I think too, one thing that they do that's really important is everyone else who runs it is a mom of young children. And so we get there and we get out and we've moved on to mom life and feeding our kids lunch and all of those things. And so they're better, I think, at being like, oh, so-and-so wasn't here today. I'm going to reach out for them. I know that they had this going on in their life, and I want to check in. And I just think that they're more intentional about that, because we already have little people that we have to worry about, the second the Mom Connection is over. And so I think that's a really important, just part of that mentorship.
Yeah.
And there's
aspect.
one mentor mom at each table, at least. They don't all sit by themselves. They're responsible for a table so that they're just being able to be in communication with moms and just take care of everybody.
Yeah, they do.
So Tracy, you mentioned you could ask questions that maybe you didn't want to ask
Yeah.
your mom,
Yeah.
or didn't have anyone else to ask. So that may be one way that you've been encouraged with Mom Connection. But how else have you ladies been encouraged by this group?
I know when I started coming to Mom Connection, I was a teacher, and I was used to being around a lot of people every day and in a very energetic environment. And so staying home, I knew would be an adjustment, and it was. And so I just really enjoyed the fellowship and just being able to talk to other moms and not feel like I've just left a community, but that I'm also a part of a new community now.
I think from my perspective, it's like you just need adult conversation. You just need to know for 2 hours you get to be the person God made you to be. And you're not assigned a role at those particular 2 hours. You get to be a friend. And that's another neat part of it is we're meeting women we don't normally meet or have a chance to talk to on a Sunday morning because you're a mom or a staff member or whatever.
Or on different campuses.
Or in different campuses. And that's been the friendships you make from campus to campus, from generation to generation. Just all the learning mentors do from this younger generation and what they face in their life and how we can be supportive of them, things that we didn't have to face when we were young moms. So,
And just incredible support. The Mom Connection group is so great at being the first people to jump on putting a meal train together if somebody needs one, or throw a shower if somebody needs one, or just support in any kind of way, unexpected and just super encouraging.
Very cool. What kind of activities do you guys have? Do you ladies have at Mom Connection? Or
Besides
speakers?
eating.
Besides food.
We always want to mention brunch.
Conversation.
Yeah.
So first of all, we have our Tuesday meetings. So we will do brunch and then have a short devotion led by one of the leaders. And then our activities could be a speaker, it could be a panel, it could be a craft. We've had someone come in and teach us certain cooking things. We've played games.
We've had mental health discussions and therapists come in.
Just general. A lot of times we'll get feedback from our moms at the end of the year of like something they'd really like to learn about, just to help them in their parenting that they'll do. So a lot of different things Tuesday mornings, and then once a month we have a play date as well that the kids who aren't in school can come to, and then every few months we have a mom's night out. And sometimes that will be at a restaurant or at church or just different places. But that's a few times a year. So those are our main activities.
A couple of our fun activities, we either have make a salad in a jar or make a dessert in a jar. And it's just, I don't know, it's a fun way to learn how to do things that you probably never would do on your own.
Right.
And the other thing that we do is we try to have a staff member come at least once a year and pick a topic that might relate to us, but also be an area of their expertise. So, Erin, if you haven't been invited yet, get ready.
Maybe you'll get to come.
I have an area of expertise.
And then you can eat the brunch, too.
That's right.
There. Very cool. So what excites you most about this coming year for Mom Connection?
Oh.
As someone who plans, Mallory.
Maybe a new mom that's trying to get connected, either at Blue Valley or just in the community, that feels like, gosh, the world is really a hard place to raise children. And you come into a fellowship of believers, like-minded people, and you find out, geez, I'm not the only one in the world that's trying to raise my children in this tough environment, that I have a whole community of people to support me.
I think a couple of things. We have some new mentor moms this year, and I'm excited to see how that kind of adds to our dynamic and just kind of changes things up a little bit. So I'm excited about that. And I'm also just excited, too, about just the content, because I think we're in a really good place. We had a fantastic year last year. Just our moms are so encouraging to each other. And I know when you walk into a room full of women, it can be really intimidating and you don't want to, or you think it's going to be cliquish. And I really feel like we've done a good job of not being that way. And I think that's going to continue, and just how the Lord is moving in individuals and in our church family, I think brings a great vibe to Mom Connection.
Sure.
I think, too, I've noticed there are a lot of new faces in the congregation, and so I'm hoping that this is a way that some of those women can get plugged in. I know sometimes the moms that we've had of older children, they're coming just because they're new to the church and they haven't really plugged in yet. Yeah. And so it gives them a group of people to meet within the church, just to have a closer knit community there if they haven't gotten involved yet.
And we kind of just want to make sure that women don't feel like they have to have it all together to show up on a Tuesday morning. If they've had a rough night with their children, or they've ended up having to run errands unexpectedly that morning, they come when they can. It doesn't have to be right at 9 or 9:15. If they want to come in their sweatpants, they come in their sweatpants. If they need to keep a child with them, maybe a baby or even a toddler that wants to be with mom, we try to make it where you're welcome no matter what your morning has been like, and you just come as you are. So
that's been great.
Yeah. Well, I had one more question, two more questions actually. How could our listeners, our viewers, find out more about Mom Connection and maybe get involved? How could they do that?
number one, go to the website, and you can just go to, I can't remember if it's under little kids or under women.
It's under adult ministries
Adult
and then
ministry,
women's
women.
ministries.
Okay.
It's kind of at the bottom. So you
Yes,
have to
you scroll down, find info about Mom Connection. It should also be in events because, it's tomorrow, but that's different
tomorrow.
when this is actually going to air. So
Yeah.
second and fourth Tuesdays, come join us at 9 a.m. Register so we know your kids are coming, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and they can always reach out to Tracy or I or Ashley at the Ridgeview campus if they have questions or
Okay.
if they're not sure what to expect. But yeah, we'd love for people to come.
Yeah. There's a small fee. It helps pay for the materials and the things that we buy. And then there's also a small additional fee to help pay for the child care. And we have
Right.
excellent
If
child
they
care.
need it.
If they need it. If there's a woman that cannot, that would keep them from coming, we want them to reach out to Mallory or Tracy and,
Come
let it
anyways.
come
Yeah, come
anyways.
anyway, yeah.
Yeah. But we have a wonderful group of child care workers, of which your wife
Yeah.
is going to be one of the helpers.
Yeah.
And that's just real important, especially for new moms, to know that they can come in an environment and their child's going to be right upstairs and be well taken care of. And the children get to hear about Jesus too. So
Yeah.
And the childcare on those days too isn't just if they're old enough, they're not just in their room. Like they go to the library, they have a music time. Like
Right.
it is an engaging time also for the children.
Yeah, there's and what Missy was talking about, curriculum and things. To actually-
Yes.
It's a
things
well
to
thought
teach.
out,
It's- yeah,
purposeful
They
environment.
rotate and do
It's
fun
not
things.
babysitting.
No.
Right.
It's-
And
there's
Missy's
actually
done a
program.
great job, as other leaders have, promoting a great, safe environment for children to hear about Jesus. So,
Yeah, let me just check my time here. I think we're okay. Still recording over there. Still recording over there. But I do have one final question for you, and that is it too early for pumpkin spice?
Never for
Well-
Tracy.
Well, I do love pumpkin spice. However, I have a rule in my car. In my car, used to a long time ago, I had a car that like you would just set it on like 70 degrees and it would just stay 70 degrees, heater, cooler, whatever. And so when the heater came on, that was the first day I was allowed to have pumpkin spice. However, this year I have a rule for myself that I'm not buying coffee unless I have a gift card. And I think there may be a gift card in my mailbox at home, and I'm going to
Yeah.
go check it out
Yeah.
today
Okay.
because I haven't gotten to buy anything yet.
I'm thinking we probably better take some Mom Connection money and go buy pumpkin spice K-Pods for
Yeah, we
our
always have a
meetings.
Keurig
tomorrow.
with a lot of different, flavored drinks. We also have hot chocolate. I don't like coffee, so I don't
okay.
like pumpkin
Yeah.
Yes.
spice. But we do have some, lots of coffee choices, a few non-coffee choices,
And lots of good food.
Yeah.
and a lot of good food.
Is it too early for pumpkin spice for you, or do you not like pumpkin
I'm
spice?
not really a pumpkin spice person.
I'm the only one
So
here.
I like pumpkins. I like spice. I just don't want to put them together.
Okay.
I was at Aldi the other day, and they had pumpkin spice butter and pumpkin
Yeah.
They have a whole section. Yes.
Okay. My wife,
The
of
pumpkin
course.
donuts
All of
at
it.
one of the
Yes.
one of the pumpkin patches. I think the Johnson Farms one. They have pumpkin
Yeah.
donuts. That's great.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
And that's always a fun activity. In the fall, we go to the one of the pumpkin places and take our kids, and boy, that's a highlight. So,
All kinds of good things.
Yeah, very cool. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining me today to talk about Mom Connection. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
okay.
And yeah,
Thanks, Aaron.
yeah. And I guess for our listeners, if you have any questions about Mom Connection, go to our website, bluevalleychurch.org, and you can find it under Adult Ministries and Women's Ministries. Or you can email Tracy, and then some of the other ladies are around on Sunday mornings and can answer questions.
Yeah, we'd love to talk about it.
Yeah.
do.
Super
Yeah.
cool. Well, thanks for joining us today. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And we'll see you next time.